What is up, y'all? It is your girl, Brand New, and I'm coming back at you with a brief recap of Married to Medicine, so let's get on into it. Okay, so first, number one, I'm real happy to see Married to Medicine back. It's really one of my new favorite shows. I just like the group of women that's in this group. Let's get started. First, we have Dr. Jackie. They show her headed to the gym. They get off into Curtis cheating on her, it being in the blogs. And I remember seeing this on the internet sometime last year. They had found him with some young lady, and, he had his hands inappropriately around the young lady. At first, somebody tried to say it was his daughter, but then it really came out, that this was somebody else, I guess he began seeing. And it's messed up because, Curtis, you are still married. I just don't feel like he should have been out in public doing that. But I feel a couple of different ways about the situation, and I'll get more, into that a little bit later. But yeah, that's how it pretty much starts out with her working out, and, she's feeling really sad and depressed. Everybody is pretty sad about Curtis cheating on Jackie. Quad and her husband, they end up having a conversation about it, and Quad just felt like it was so wrong and inappropriate. She also mentions that she, decorated her husband. He has his own practice, like in his own space now. And, she's been really busy with that. It don't seem like Dr. G has really taken notice to all that Quad has did to help him. So that I found a little bit strange. But yeah, they were discussing it. Toya and her husband discussed it. And Toya, was sad that Curtis did that. I thought it was interesting with Dr. G and Quad when they were talking. Dr. G mentioned that Jackie would need to forgive Curtis, and she would need to take responsibility for what she said at the reunion. She had pretty much made a comment stating that if he is not happy with me, I would want him to, find somebody that makes him happy. I'm pretty sure, though, she didn't mean for him to do that shit while they were married. So, I see that both ways, you guys. Next, we have Simone. She pretty much walking in. Cecil was cooking, and she wants a hug from her son, and he acting like he too grown to give her one. And then she talks about the traveling she has to do from the South House to the hospital, how it's too much. And then her and Cecil, they're pretty much talking to their son, giving him advice about dating. And Cecil is just telling him, because I believe he's headed out, for college. And he's just like, hey, you need to focus on your work and don't be just dating one girl. You need to date many different people. And then Simone was just like, well, if he has your personality, he ain't gonna have no date. I thought that was kind of funny. So yeah, that was pretty much what happened with them. And then next you have Heavenly. She misses her son, and she's with her daughter Alora, and she goes into the closet and puts on a jacket. She got in there, and she said, it kind of makes her miss her son, and she wants him to visit home more. And Laura is just like, acting grown and just like, Mommy, he doesn't have to come home, and he doesn't. And then Heavenly is just like, well, yeah, I cook and stuff too. Who cooking for him? I mean, he still won't come. Guess it's some women where he's at. Heavenly, that boy is in college. He ain't thinking about you. He wants a break. He want to get away from your ass. And Alora was just like, he doesn't need, he doesn't need visits from you, mommy. He doesn't want to be around you. Heavenly had mentioned to her Laura that she'll visit Alora 2 weeks when she's at college, and Alora says, "No, that's too long." And I thought it was a bit long too. It's like, who the hell want to be with a grown ass child for 2 weeks? But honey, I guess. And then they end up, her and Alora, that little girl, you guys, is she grown as hell or what? It just seemed like she's been here before. I'm like, damn, where'd they get her at? Anyways, Heavenly mentions, she's still working on her attitude, and they kind of show clips of her cussing everybody the fuck out, her being Heavenly. Alora agrees she still needs to work on that, and Alora agrees, she needs to work on her ways too. So that's pretty much what happened with them. Next, we have Quad and Toya. They talk about their husbands. Quad talked about how she decorated and did a lot for Dr. G's practice. And like I said before, you guys, I don't know if he really appreciates it or acknowledges what she did. Says she got a lot of new carpet and stuff for him. And then Toya ends up spilling the tea on her life. She says she's only had sex twice a month with her husband because he works so much to get out of the tax debt. So, her sex life is kind of struggling because 2 months, honey, I can't, twice a month, I wouldn't be able to do it. No, ma'am. Anyways, Toya and Quad, they disagree on the Curtis cheating on Jackie situation. Toya said he had a reason to cheat. Quad feels like she's ambitious. Dr. Jackie shouldn't have to pull back on her life. He should have been more understanding. And where I weigh in, because I will talk about it now, on how I feel about it is I am not shocked that this happened. I love Dr. Jackie. I don't feel like she deserved for him to cheat on her, and I don't feel like he should have been out in public with it. I don't agree with how he did it at all, but at the same time, Dr. Jackie, you my girl, I love you. You're one of my faves on here because I love how you carry yourself. You're so classy. Listen to the whispers before you hear the screams. And what I mean by that is your man had been asking you for attention for a while. You kept bringing work up into it. You kept saying, well, I can't slow down. And, you just should have made your man and your marriage more of a priority. And hopefully, you learn that lesson. Hopefully Curtis learns to keep his dick in his pants, and at least till he's not married anymore. So, he was wrong too. Both of you guys, I felt was wrong. I can't say who was more wrong. Well, maybe Curtis was more wrong, but I felt like you could have prevented it from getting to this point. I do feel like Curtis still loves her, even though he cheated. I don't feel like it's the end of the world. And if she wants to stay with him, I'm fine with it. I'm not one of them people, oh, he cheated, you should just leave him. Because you don't stop loving a person after they do such a thing. And Jackie, if she can own up to what she may have did to cause them to go down the wrong way, because she's at fault too. They both are at fault. Curtis probably more so, but they're both at fault. And I hope that Dr. Jackie kind of takes some responsibility as well. And I feel like if she does that, they will be fine, and hopefully they can work it out. But if she doesn't plan on changing her ways and slowing down her schedule, then hey, they need to get a divorce, because nobody needs to be unhappy. And Dr. Jackie, people have needs. Your husband has needs. So if you didn't really want to be married and you wanted a companion, then you should have just did that. You don't have the right to marry somebody and then say, hey, I can't fulfill your needs. I can't be around and hang out with you and do stuff. Life can't be all about working and accumulating material items. It just can't be about that. We are here to create families, to raise children, to love and support each other. And it just can't be all about working. I get her work is endearing for her and she didn't get to have a child, but you are going to have to learn to separate your love life from your business life. You're going to have to make time for it. And this is with anybody, not just Curtis. So Toya pretty much tells Quad, she feels differently about the situation. She kind of feels like Jackie caused some of this. And I agree with Toya. Quad is not having it. She feels like Curtis was the main one wrong. And Toya says, you know what, I'm going to work on, trying to open my mind to how you're thinking. So that's pretty much what happened with that. Next, we have Heavenly is having a Waiting to Exhale party for Dr. Jackie. And I thought it was so funny how she has all the ladies, like who the characters are. So she says Dr. Jackie, of course, is Angela Bassett because her man cheated. Toya is Leela Rashawn because she said Toya is kind of clueless, just like Leela Rashawn's character. Heavenly is Loretta Devine because she still had her man at the end, and Heavenly talking about, I still got my man. So I was like, you's a fool. Then she says Simone is Whitney because she's Angela Bassett's best friend. And, Simone and Dr. Jackie are besties. So I thought that was so funny. And she lined them up quite nicely. She left Quad out of it. She said, I don't know. It was only 4 women, honey. I don't know who the hell Quad gonna be, honey. So next, Heavenly has, the hotel room. She has male models there. They look nice. One greets Toya at the door. Toya feels like she may be at the wrong door, and he's kind of flirting with her. Toya ends up pulling some oil out of her purse and putting it all on their chest. And then Quad mentions how Toya always has random odd shit all in her purse. Like, I think she has a Patron in her purse one time. I think they showed a clip of that. I was like, damn, Toya, what else you got in there? Hot wing, barbecue sauce, hot sauce, what you got, sister? So next, Jackie comes to the door. And it looks like Jackie is damn near in tears. She kind of sees the men and sees the fries, but Simone sees that, she looks a little out of it, So she talks to her outside, and Jackie is emotional. She's not expecting all this. I think this was too much too soon. She kind of just wanted the party with the girls. She didn't want the men and all of this, but I think Heavenly meant well. I don't think she wanted to have a sad environment for Jackie. She just wanted something where she can kind of get her mind off Curtis and be carried by the men and be, the man was there to serve Dr. Jackie, and I really love that. So Jackie ends up going in. Heavenly calls Jackie and Simone in. Jackie gets carried by one of the men. They start massaging her, and she's eating her fries. But Jackie is still feeling emotionally drained. She's starting to tell the models, hey, I'm fine. I don't need you really touching me. I'm good. And she's kind of not feeling the party. And Toya brought up a point of how Jackie shouldn't be alone. She shouldn't process her feelings alone, because Jackie had made a statement about how she likes to go inside herself and she likes to internally process things. And I'm pretty much the same way too. I like to be alone really when I'm going through a lot, because it's hard for me to, I don't like to be crying about stuff. I will cry, but I really feel, I understand like how she feels. Like, you just feel humiliated and embarrassed, and that's how she said that she felt. And Toya brought up a point about how Jackie basically told Curtis at the reunion to find somebody that could make him happy. Quad shut that down and was like, no, that's not what she meant. She never meant for him to do that, while they were married. And yes, we know that, Quad. But when you say stuff like that, Jackie, it kind of puts it out there. And I know you didn't really mean for him to cheat, but it kind of puts it out there like, oh, well, I'm not able to give you what you want, so I think you should find somebody else to do it. I always felt a certain type of way about her saying that stuff, because I just kind of felt like you shouldn't tell your husband that. When you want to work something out with your man, you should be like, babe, I really want to try and work this out. I really want to meet you in the middle. I think she was being really mature about it, just saying like, hey, if things don't work out, then I want him to be happy and he can get that from somewhere else. I think she was just trying to be mature about it, but it bit her in the ass, because I think he took that literally and was like, hey, she's not really interested in giving me what I need, so I'm going to try to get it from somewhere else. And that's where Curtis fucked up. So that's how that is. Toya, they end up kind of going around the room, and everybody's kind of saying what they feel in the situation. Toya says she feels it's her job to be everything to her husband. And Jackie says she can be everything to her husband because everything she has comes from her husband. I was like, wow, now that's a read. She got your ass, Toya, because we know you ain't really, you got this show, but what else she really got going for you? You know, Jackie works, but I felt where everybody was coming from, but Toya, your situation is different. Your husband is the main provider. Yes, you're on the show, but he's always gone, and you kind of is like the housewife. You there with the kids, and not to down that at all, but it's a different situation. Jackie seems to be, you know, she's a doctor, just like your husband, so she has this career that's very demanding, and it puts a lot of pressure on her. So, yeah. Jackie and Toya are in two different situations, and Heavenly is just like, was going through it, and it's just like, oh, well, if my man did that, I would know he didn't really mean to cheat on me. He wouldn't do that to our kids. And, you know, everybody is kind of processing what they would do, and Quad is just not having it. She's just like, he just shouldn't have did that. He was wrong. And if a man was ambitious like that, it would have been wrong if the woman cheated. You know, she was kind of looking at it like that. So Jackie ended up kind of getting everybody together, like, listen, until you walk in my shoes, until you feel as embarrassed and as humiliated as I do, you don't really know how to feel and what to do. Because Quad did end up asking her, you plan on leaving? And Jackie just admitted, you know, you don't stop loving a person. So I don't think at this point Dr. Jackie knows what she's going to do. Do I feel she should leave? Yes, if she's unhappy and feels it's unfixable. But I don't think you should just leave when your partner cheats. Because with this situation, we kind of saw it coming if he didn't get, you know, his needs met. So I don't know, you guys. I don't really know how to feel about it. Hopefully we hear more from Curtis this season on where his head is, and we'll figure that out then. But Jackie pretty much is glad she got together with the girls, that they all took time out of their day to plan this party for her. And she was really happy and appreciative about it. And then next, Heavenly told everybody she has a gift for them. She has t-shirts for the women. They had their names on it. I just really loved the moment. It did give me waiting to exhale tease. I really like how their friendships are, where they all felt for this woman. Whether they agree with her or not, they felt for her. They were all crying. You saw Simone crying, Toya, Quad. Everybody felt for her. Everybody was there for her. So that's one thing I do love about this show, that they kind of need to do on Real Housewives of Atlanta, instead of just always being so shady. You know, there is a real true sisterhood here, even when they all don't agree. So I love her passing out the shirts. Everybody wore them, took a picture. And, you know, that was pretty much the episode, you guys. Really loved the first episode. I thought they were going to keep it on Sundays, but it's back on Fridays. I don't have too much of an issue with it because now I have something to watch on Friday. So I love it. But all right, y'all, that was Married to Medicine. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. It is your girl, Brand New, and I'm out.